I'm going to introduce you into a set of terms that you are totally familiar with, and I'm going to turn them around in a new way. Justification of it will be it should open up the subject in a new and interesting way. I'm going to hold back what I mean by meditation, but it is on dreams, literally. From our past work, dreams present us a reality that is unknown to us, which, however, benefits us in knowing it. That's what we've been doing up to this point. All right? Now, terms. Look at this. I'm going to be dealing with astronomy. Astronomy. Because I want to introduce a few words and turn them around. Consider is being able, literally, from Latin, means stars together. Siderata is stars, con, together. To consider, when you're considering, you're putting stars together, literally. See, when you're considering something, it's because you want to put something together. So it's an astrological term. It's a term from astronomy. And now look here. Disaster. Aster is a star. It's a missing star. A disaster is when you have to search for a missing star. Now I'm going to use constellation and recognize. So consider. To find the pattern of stars from a mass of stars is no easy task. We have to learn it, do we not? And one of the most delightful ways today, which I use with my daughter, is a child's book. And what they have, in a very beautiful way, each of these dots, it's fluorescent. You expose it to the light. Then you go out to the sun, out to the stars, and you open your book, and it sparkles exactly at those points that you need as reference points to identify the constellation. Because this is a mass of bewildering mass of stars in the heavens. And some people can look up. Don't you find that quite amazing that they can point out all the constellations and you look at it, just a mass of stars?
That's right.
That's because, is it not, they've done something, see? They have considered patterns, and the patterns move. Everything in the heavens moves, but each night you wouldn't know that since there's such a mass of them. Even to talk about it moving is strange. But yet certain configurations move depending upon the season of the year, since they move in an annual motion, and to the west. So, what do we do when we go out to the heavens if we're interested in this? We have to find the pattern of stars from a mass of stars. That is the word to consider. What ones go together. Now, to find those few that can be identified together, well, then that constitutes a pattern of stars. A pattern. That's a constellation. They go together. They constellate. There it is again. Because to constellate is another way of expressing the heavens, right? So that's the way to find the pattern of the stars. Why? Well, then once you've identified them, the constellations, you can then identify them on a piece of paper, on the sand, or any other medium. See what we're doing? You then project that, as they have in that book, that pattern on a medium, a printed page, or on the sand. Now we're going to use all that. So, when you are reflecting, see that word? Reflecting. That means there must be something there, and you are reflecting it. It should have a medium, and therefore a basis upon which its reflection as an image can be projected and from which there must be a reality. So we have a very interesting thing to look at. Now, these are terms we used before. I'd like to make sure we can go over them. Metaphor, simile, allegory. All of these are functions of analogy. Now, a metaphor, and let's just take a very classic analogy just as a way to express this. A physician is to, two dots, is to his or her patients, four dots, as, right? A ruler, two dots, is to his subjects. Right? That's a four-term analogy. And we can indicate that easily. Whenever we create a metaphor, we're taking the terms alternately. That's what we said. We take the terms alternately. Alternately was A and C, and we use the word is. So a physician is a ruler. A ruler, going backwards, since it can go either way, or a ruler is a physician, in some sense, right? Equally well, patients are like subjects and subjects are like patients. Simile, the same thing except with the word is, we use the word like, and that makes a simile. Allegory is when you add to the story a drama. So if you add a story or drama to an analogy and expand the terms, you have a allegory. When you have all the terms identified, a physician can be said to work with his nurse in an office with a certain kind of knowledge about his patients for their benefit. So a ruler may deal with someone who functions like his assistant, which would be like a nurse. It very could be a minister, could it not? A prime minister or someone in that capacity. So that with the knowledge of his subjects, they can then devise certain procedures to benefit the subjects. We can add a drama to it. We can add a drama to it. An allegory is when you add a drama to one side of the story, but the references are always to the other. So if we want to talk about Hussein, or Adolf, or Stalin, or Caligula, anyone you want, we can talk about the drama in terms of the first two terms, where we really are referring to the latter two terms. So, what do we do then when we're looking for this? It's a search for the missing terms.